Hello, everyone. This is from Milwaukee to Nashville. I am your host, Daniel Goodman, and over there is John Lewandowski. We are kind of glad to be back.
Mhm.
Just a little quick heads up. I may be a little vocally undone, so I was going to do in the system today, but we're not. So we're doing that tomorrow since my vocals are shot today. So just letting you guys be aware of that there is more to the show tomorrow than today. So tune in tomorrow. We will have a bunch of stuff there for you on that. The Preds did make a trade today, future considerations. Man, that guy gets traded a lot for Mark Reed. All righty. So today the Preds took on the Blackhawks in Chicago at the United Center. But before we get into that, please check out our sponsor, Hockey Locker 2002, West Howard Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, so like you said, the Predators took on the Blackhawks today. Shots on goal in the first period. Chicago outshot Nashville 11 to 8. In the second period, Chicago outshot Nashville 10 to 8. In the third period, Nashville outshot Chicago 17 to 9. In total, Nashville outshoot Chicago 33 to 30. In the face-off circle, Nashville was a little better at 54.2% to Chicago's 45.8%. On the power play, Nashville goes over 0 for 3, while Chicago goes 2 for 3. Both teams at 11 penalty minutes. Nashville had 27 hits to Chicago's 20. Chicago had 15 block shots to Nashville's 9. Nashville had 14 giveaways to Chicago's 8. And Chicago had 3 takeaways from Nashville's 2. Scoring in the first period at the 8:37 mark for Chicago was Frank Nazar, scoring his fourth of the year, assisted by Vlasic his 16th and Teravainen his 26th. Then a little bit later at the 8:57 mark for Nashville, Colton Sisson scores his sixth of the year, assisted by Smith his fourth. Then at the 14:54 mark of the first period for Chicago, Patrick Maroon scores his third unassisted.
Then
In
it,
this,
I got it.
okay.
Then in the second period, Connor Bedard scores at the 5:47 mark, giving Chicago a 3-1 lead with an assist from Donato, his 17th, and Jones, his 20th. That is Bedard's 16th. That was scored on the power play. Then Ryan Donato scores his 17th at the 15:24 mark with an assist from Teravainen, his 27th, and Nazar, his 6th. Then former Predator Seth Jones scores his 6th on the power play with an assist from Donato, his 18th, and Bedard, his 32nd. That was at the 19:51 mark. Then in the third, Ryan Donato scores his 18th of the season with an assist from Vlasic, his 17th. That was at the 13:18 mark, giving them a 6-1 lead. And then at the 18:57 mark, not much to do there, but just a little, not salt, like just a little bit of momentum to try and go into tomorrow's game before they go on the break for the Four Nations. That'll be from the 10th to the 23rd. They are off. So they're off almost 2 weeks. Um, so Novak with his 10th, like I said, with an assist from Blankenberg, his fourth, and Marchessault, his 24th. Preds fall 6-2. Um, hey Barry, you still think we're contenders now? Not trying to be mean, but like the straight up we're out of it kind of thing. Like it's gonna be hard for the Preds to come back. It's just kind of one of those things of accept your fate.
Yeah.
Um, the Preds are quick math here. They have 43 and the first playoff team has 61. Um, that being said, Vancouver has 61 points. Colorado has 68. It looks like it's literally a three-way, almost four-way battle. Utah, Calgary, Vancouver, and Colorado are going to be the ones battling. Your sleepers will be St. Louis and Anaheim. Other than that, I don't see anything. The Preds are 6 points from last. The Preds have lost six straight. Not that we're talking about that, but they've lost. Literally, I just saw that they've lost six straight. Like, I understand that Brunette's job is safe till the end of the season, but at what point do you demote him? It's not like he needs to be the head coach for you to, he doesn't get to have to make all the calls. Anything you want to add to that? Because this is abysmal. Me and you both watched that recap
Yeah.
because it was blacked out in our area.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a lot of soft goals.
Yeah, I thought if there was ever a time to change things up, I had mentioned previously it would have been in the first couple of weeks of January, but that just didn't happen. And like you said, now it's almost statistically impossible to even clinch the final wild card spot.
You'd have to win 10, lose one, win 10, lose one.
Right.
I just don't see it. I'm not saying it's outside of the realm of possibility. There is I need a microscope to find the chance, but I mean, we're pretty much out of it. I mean, what do you do? You know? Um, all right, let's take a look at the roster. By the way, congratulations. I know this sounds wonky, but congratulations to one player on the Preds team. That is Joachim Kemmel. -1. He had 15 shifts, 7 shots, 2 hits. Not bad. Marshall -2, Forsberg -2. It's just Graval 2 giveaways. +1 though. And Saros, for whatever reason this season, just can't stop a puck. I'm baffled. I'd imagine Newton gets the start tomorrow after this. If he doesn't, and they put Saros back out there, nail it in kind of thing. Good to see Sissons get on the score sheet, but we'll see what happens. Shea -2. Shea, by the way, Brady Shea, you, sir, are on my crap list. We watched that recap and I was looking and I'm like, who is that defenseman that literally just let him skate in and wanted to go for a weak soft poke check? Take the body. Use your body. Ugh. But I'm not gonna dwell on negative. So, Preds, just mail it in the rest of the year. Lose like 7 games in a row and then win one and then lose 7 more. Like, I won't even be mad about it. Like, get us the best possible position for the draft lottery.
Yeah.
Like that would be my presumption. Because if you finish in the bottom three, you're guaranteed a top five pick. If I remember correctly, looking at the lottery rules, but I will have to check into that. I will be checking into that and get into that tomorrow, unless my co-host is able to do so. While we do that, I will transition into our ECHL affiliate, the Atlanta Gladiators. I got you covered, buddy.
All right.
In the first period, they played the Worcester. I've never been good at that city. Railers. In the first period, the Railers outshot Atlanta 9-8. In the second period, Atlanta outshot them 9-8, and in the third, they were outshot 12-7 by the Railers. And then there was overtime in this game. It was 7-3 in shots, so 63-27. Scoring in the first, Jackson Pearson with an assist from Andrew Jarvis and Ryan Cranford. That was at the 10:56 mark. Then at the 6-minute mark of the second, Jackson Pearson scores again with an assist from Carson Dinamani and Nashville Predators prospect Jeremy Hensel. Then at the 8:36 mark, Ryan Mashine scores with an assist from Anthony Collin and Riley Ginnell. Sorry. Then in the third, Anthony Rapace scores to tie the game with an assist from Anthony Collin and Jordan Copeland. Then in overtime, the Railers score with a goal from Anthony Collin, with an assist from Connor Welsh and Michael Bullen, who I believe is their goalie.
Yes.
So there is that. Statistically, the Bullen made 25 saves on 27 shots. Well, Drew DeBrider makes 33 saves on 36 shots. They do lose in overtime, but they get a point, which at the end of the day is a win in that, in that retrospect. Because, I mean, Atlanta is not doing a whole heck of a lot well, but it's not like they're getting much help from us because we're scrapping and clawing for what we got.
Right.
The Railers go 1 for 6 on the power play, while Atlanta goes 0 for 2. There was one fight where Marchison and Collin get in a fight. That was in the third. Yoder got a delay a game and a slashing minor. He's what I see up there multiple times. Than that, right back at it. Your referee was Ryan Seelig. Linesmen were Davids Rotis and Maxim Bedard. So on to our final game of the evening.
Well, before we get into that, I did look it up. Teams can only move 2 spots back in the draft order relative to their lottery odds. The team with the worst regular season record can pick at number 3 at the latest. The team with the second worst record can pick at number 4 at the latest, and so on. So yes, top 5.
Yes. So even if they finish in the bottom three, it's going to be top five.
Yep.
So as long as they finish in the bottom three, it's going to be a top five pick. Okay. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yep.
Um, man, there's only two games still in effect. Or well, technically, oh my God, Tucson and San Jose are only at the end of the second.
Mhm.
Yeek. Thank God for that one. But today the Admirals took on the first place in our division, the Grand Rapids Griffin. What is a Griffin? Don't even know.
A mythical creature, I believe.
So it's not real. Griffins aren't real. Griffins aren't real. But nonetheless, I will turn over stat line to my co-host and as well as the second period highlights.
Mhm. All right. I want to start off by adding congratulations to Chase DeLeo on his 500th AHL game. I did not notice that till too late, so that's why there is no graphic, but I wanted to say it before we get into this game. So anyway, shots on goal in the first period, Grand Rapids outshoots Milwaukee 8-7. In the second period, Grand Rapids outshoots Milwaukee 20-12. In the third period, Grand Rapids outshoots Milwaukee 7-3. And in total, Grand Rapids outshoots Milwaukee 35-22. On the power play, Grand Rapids goes 0 for 4 with 17 minutes, 7 infractions, while Milwaukee goes 1 for 5 with 15 minutes, 6 infractions. Scoring in the first period, there was no scoring in the second period at the 6:16 mark for the Admirals. Ozzy Weisblatt scores his 11th on the year, assisted by Cal O'Reilly, his 21st, and Kiefer Bellows, his 11th. Then at the 8:39 mark for the Admirals, Chase DeLeo scores his first for the Admirals. On the power play, assisted by Jake Lucchini, his 15th, and Spencer Stasny, his fifth. In the third period at the 13:42 mark, the Admirals score again with a goal from Ryder Ralston, his eighth on the season, assisted by Chase DeLeo, his third. Admirals win 3-0.
In net for the Griffins was Sebastian Cosa, all-star for the AHL, was one of the goalies with Matt Murray in that all-star game. He stopped 19 of 22. Well, Matt Murray gets the shutout, and boy, did he ever. Um, for those of you, if you listened to Aaron's call in the second when he robbed Watson, I had to go back and look at that call. Like I had to hear the call. Like you know what your announcer's good when you have to go back and hear the call from him. So Aaron, we love you. Thanks for stopping by and chatting with me earlier today. Always good to see Aaron. Um, but overall, big win for the Admirals
Yeah.
with Kemmel going up and Svechkov and LaRue and Preds fans. Don't get us wrong. We're happy they're up there. That means we're doing our job. We're just a little frustrated because we're a little thin in the department and injuries are piling up.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. Um, you know, gotta give all the credit to Carl Taylor, Matt Donovan, and Greg Rallo for getting these guys ready. And,
Yeah.
every night they're getting them ready. You got a new guy going into the lineup tomorrow. We'll see what they do with the defensive situation there. Wouldn't be surprised to see like Nychuk go down to the E and give them a little help down there. If not him, then Prokop, or I don't really see Mateer. Mateer's been playing well, but to give this credit, Navrin Mutter played his best game as an Admiral tonight. The Admirals played their most complete game all season tonight. Yeah, you got outshot, but you were also down a man for a while
Yeah.
in that second, and Murray bailed them out. Their defense bailed them out. They stayed, in their formation defensively. Didn't give their power play a whole lot. I don't exactly know where the Admirals sit statistically, special team. The Admirals are fifth in the league in penalty kill. God gives them credit. That penalty kill is probably some of the best I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I'm also aware, sir. Um, so on the overall, okay, and this is going to be something we're probably going to talk about every show for a little while. Upcoming, all we have is the Preds and Admirals for the next 2 weeks. So when you're hearing us talking about the Preds, it's going to be what they should do. Don't know. What's this? Um, Also, just note that we are following. It is now down to 6 games for the 1,000 game for Cal O'Reilly. 1,000 games in the AHL. I think only like 6 guys have done it.
Yep.
And lucky number 7 will be Cal O'Reilly. Um, I I'm so happy for him
Yeah.
because he's he's literally made a career of being a leader everywhere he's gone.
Yeah.
And I give him a lot of credit. Now, back to what I was saying about the Preds, but I want to go into this a little bit. And if you disagree with me, let me know, just so that we can be on the same page. Trade Nyquist, trade Shen, maybe move Lazan, and if the right deal comes across, move Saros, because
Yeah.
obviously he ain't working.
Right.
And now you're going to be attached to that for 7 years, no matter what you do. So what are you going to do? Are you going to retain some of that salary to get more? Because I would be willing to bite that bullet.
Right.
Um, and there's going to be a top goalie prospect coming back.
Yeah.
There ain't no way. That's like a I want Devin Levi from Buffalo kind of thing. But that's just me. Um, do you think they make moves during the Four Nations? Do you think that Trotz makes the moves then, or do you think he waits till the deadline?
Um, if the right deal comes across, I think before. If it doesn't, I think he's gonna move everything around the deadline, see who's willing to do what. I mean, he's probably already calling each and every team, going, hearing offers. I'm sure with how Nashville has been doing this year, there are plenty of people not getting hardly any sleep trying to figure out what to do. Um, but yeah, unless there's like a big major deal, I see possible little deals. Like we just had the future considerations, but yeah, unless there's a major deal, I see everything getting moved at the deadline. Well, and
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
they can do like a 3-team trade or something like that.
And that's the part where you find somebody who's willing to be a buffer, maybe in that Saros trade, where you don't got to retain a whole lot,
Right.
or you could retain 5 to 10%, because this is the last contract they would be able to retain until the end of what was that? Johansson's comes up next year, so they would actually be able to retain that for quite a while. But I don't know if I would want to be paying Saros for the next 7 years. Just saying.
Right.
Um, and then Nyquist, I'd be asking for a second and a prospect. Sissons I may be willing to move on from, just because there's a log jam at forward in the forwards. So kind of get a guy up there, make some moves, get some youth going, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same thing with defense with Shen, and if you can move Shea, do it, because good God, Shea is not been done well here, and if somebody's willing to take that contract, then be my guest. We all thought that this was going to be the year the Preds made a huge cup run, and here we are. I mean, I still love them. They're still my team. I still wear Preds merch all the time. I have a Preds hat right in front of me. There's a pillow there. My whole house is decorated in Admirals and Preds stuff still. I'm not like one of those fans where I hate it and just rip my house to shreds. No, I mean, I used to be that
I was
fan.
about to say you used to be.
But at this point, it's like you understand that sometimes it's just not your year.
Right.
And hopefully, if they don't move Saros, he can bounce back.
Right.
Um, but he has a full no move clause in
Right.
the next contract.
Yeah.
If you
And
if you
and
want to
with
move it, now's the time.
right. And if you want to stick with Saros, who's to say that if they stick with a Noonan as the backup, that next season it's not going to be a battle? There's not gonna. I'm getting tongue tied tonight. There's gonna be a battle for who's the starting goalie's gonna be.
And that's the thing. And Noonan's outshined him quite a bit this season so far. And with Murray doing what he's doing in Milwaukee, and don't take away from Murray. Murray has been playing lights out here because Corona's been, much like Saros, just and like I said tomorrow, or like I said to a friend of mine, we don't. I don't. I would ask Murray in the morning, do you want to play tonight, or do you want to pass it over to Corona? So I mean, that's the thing. 2:30 roughly.
Yeah.
Um, there's just so much to get into and to dive into all of this. By the way, we will be in the same room on the day of the deadline.
Hopefully. There's only one possibility that couldn't happen. But
Yeah, there is one really big possibility that couldn't happen, and that I'd be doing it all my own, which you'll
right.
see live on YouTube that day.
Right.
I'll be live on YouTube and Facebook all day.
Hopefully I'll be able to be there. As of now, that's the plan.
As of now, that is the plan. The trade deadline is
March 7th.
March 7th. Okay, the Admirals do
I'm
play.
almost just let me make sure it's not the 9th. I'm almost 100% sure it's the 7th. Yeah, the 7th.
Okay. Um, and then tomorrow maybe we'll dive a little more into the trade block, who could be moved, who couldn't be moved, kind of thing. Like I said, I honestly don't know.
1 minute remaining.
Um,
Gotta try and find some humor in all this.
all right, so after Nyquist, O'Reilly, they're saying for Nashville, Cousins and Zucker, Greenway, and Boa Byram for the Sabres, and then Chicago, Ryan Donato and Seth Jones to be in that. Thank you all for watching. This has been from Milwaukee to Nashville. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend. And be safe. It's gonna snow.